Welcome into Tomorrow. I'm Dave Graveline. Always a pleasure to have our next guest with us, and thank you for joining us on this ITTV update. Ken Higgins from G Technology is known as the Admiral of the Galactic Fleet. We're glad to have you with us, Ken.
Welcome aboard.
Yes, well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Be sure to catch the 2 radio segments this week on the Into Tomorrow radio show, where we talk in great detail about some cool new things, but we wanted to show you some of the brand new items just introduced by G Technology and hopefully help with some of the confusion that's also been introduced with newer technology. Not confusion from G Technology, but the industry and standards about USB and about Thunderbolt, and you would think, well, that's all great. Yeah, but it can get a little confusing.
A little confusing because we come up with new interfaces all the time to increase the speed of the devices, so it's all about the speed. So we're introducing the new SSD drive. So we've bridged that gap. Now we're making SSD drive. SSD stands for solid state disk drive, and same form factor and connectors as a standard hard drive would be. And the good news about this drive is that it runs at about 540 megabytes per second on transfer rates. So it takes advantage of the USB 3.1 with C connector port.
Yes.
I'm going to mess up a lot today, I can already tell.
Hey, no worries, but there's the USB-C connector.
Correct.
Right?
And just keep it from being confusing, we actually give you 2 cables in the box. So if you have a device or your computer or your laptop already has a C port, we give you a C to C cable. So out of the box, you can plug it straight from that device into your laptop or desktop machine with a C port. If you have an older machine or legacy machine with USB 3 connectors on it, we give you the Type A bayonet style connector as well. So now you can, out of the box, whether you have a new machine or an old machine, you can use either one.
And of course, this is the one with the 50-50 shot that you're plugging it in, right?
Exactly.
Which goes away.
Which goes away with USB-C connector.
Because you can put that in up or down.
Up or down.
Yeah.
So wherever your preference is.
Then you got it covered.
No more doing this.
Right, and then saying, oh, it won't go in. Oh, let me try flipping it over. And
exactly.
Oh my God. So there's another advantage, but it can tend to be a little confusing because of standards. All good standards, because as you mentioned, of speed.
Of speed. So this is roughly twice as fast as USB 3. So 3.1 is twice as fast, 10 gigabits versus 5 gigabits.
Okay.
And then versus the SSD versus a hard drive spins at about 120 megabytes per second transfer rate. This goes up to 540, so roughly almost 5 times faster than the normal drive. Very nice.
And of course, we're talking about the new G Drive Slim SSD USB 3. We have incredible, pardon me? 0.1 USB 3. 0.1, don't forget that exactly. But the rugged durability of something like this, and literally putting it in your pocket and taking off for travels, you load it up with your movies, or if it's for work, you've got all kinds of data that's well protected too.
Exactly, because there's a little more durability, because now if you drop it, it's not going to cause a problem.
Yeah.
We don't ever suggest you dropping your hard drives,
no
matter what they are.
You should never.
But take care of them. But if you do drop it, or it gets a little abused in your briefcase or your laptop bag, you've got some security that the data is going to be protected.
And do we have a price on this new device?
Two capacities available today: a 512 gigabyte and a 1 terabyte. The 512 is $229, and the 1 terabyte is $379.
Nice.
So price very competitive to the other things in the marketplace. So,
yeah, for sure.
It makes it pretty awesome.
And we say on the radio show all the time, once you go SSD, you don't go back. And you'll know why if you've never used a solid state disk drive.
Exactly.
What we talk about because of the speed and the transfer rates. And if you've got a lot of data and people working with a lot of video these days and precious memories of photos and so forth, they take up a lot of data.
A lot of space.
And you want to be able to transfer things very quickly, and this allows you to do that.
So these new cameras today, the new video cameras, are shooting 4K, 6K, 8K, 16K. We love that.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
Because the more you shoot, the more bigger files you have, the bigger drive you need, and you could become a repeat customer.
Yeah, and that's not a bad thing.
Exactly.
Exactly. We're at g-technology.com, and of course you'll see all of these new things too, and everything else that Ken and his team are working on. Now let's talk about this particular drive as well.
That's our new G drive we just announced. It's available.
G for Graveline, by the way.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. The G drive. Good. Basically, it has new with Thunderbolt 3 ports on the back.
Okay.
So we actually did a little thing for the consumer here. We gave you the Thunderbolt 3 ports, and Thunderbolt 3 is daisy chainable, so you can go from port to port, set to 6 devices in a row.
Up to 6?
Up to 6 devices,
awesome.
Including video. So the bus is actually on Thunderbolt 3 now for video, so you can actually hook your monitor in that same bus line.
And you can tell, of course, we've got the USB here. And you've got your two Thunderbolts here. That's what I get for watching a monitor. I'm going the wrong direction. But there's your, and of course you can tell because there's a Thunderbolt above the connector and the USB logo above the USB connector here.
So this helps out when you're transporting your data and you've got Thunderbolt 3 on your system. You take it to somebody else's house or want to carry it to another site and they don't have Thunderbolt 3, boom, you got USB-C.
That's sweet. And leave it to G Technology to help us with that so that it's going to work for us in whatever capacity we're dealing with.
And then its big brother is our G RAID with Thunderbolt 3. And we've two drives that are actually removable.
Hot swappable?
Hot swappable.
Good.
And you can run it in a RAID 0 or a RAID 1. RAID 0 just means it's striped.
See, every time you say RAID, even though I've been covering this industry for 22 years, as a former police officer, I think of a different RAID. But, but the fact is, this does some great things, and the fact that they're hot swappable, literally like that, you could be changing a drive on the fly like that.
So very easy to do, and again, RAID 0 you get the speed because you're not running two drives in tandem, so twice the writes, twice the speed of a single drive. But in a RAID 1 configuration, you've got the security of having a backup.
And let's talk about the ports on this RAID
and the ports on the back.
As well.
We've got the same configuration. We've got the two Thunderbolt 3 ports, so you can daisy chain that to this device or this device. But we also include the nifty little HDMI port.
Now, some people might be thinking, okay, cool, but what on earth would I need an HDMI port?
To plug in your monitor.
There you go.
You know, they want the monitor. And this is a very high definition HDMI port. I can't remember the specs on it, but they said it's very, very good.
It's very high. Yeah, it's like HDMI.
But it's very good. So that way you come home from the road, plug your laptop in, you can plug your drive into your laptop, and you can plug in your monitor right away on your desk. It becomes a nice little hub that has storage in it.
And you're back at work immediately without hesitation, thanks to G Technology. Do me a favor, promise us you'll keep coming up with cool things, great storage, rugged and durable products, and we'll keep talking about
Absolutely, I love it.
It's our pleasure. G-technology.com for more information to see what Ken and his team are up to on a regular basis. And trust me, you want to visit their site because they've got something for you, whether you're a Mac or a PC user, whether you're looking for storage in a RAID capacity or just something nice and little that fits in your pocket so you can. You want to have something like the new SSD G Drive Slim USB-C.
USB-C.
Good stuff. And of course, while you're online, hit us up at intotomorrow.com. Thank you, Ken, for joining us as always. I'm Dave Graveline. We continue bringing you further into tomorrow.